Okay, it's 8:08. The things kids do. And now social media, there's dangerous things. We've heard of the cinnamon challenge, where you can darn near kill yourself doing that. The choking game, which is unbelievable. We try and stay on top of the latest things kids are doing. Cinnamon challenge, choking game. There are plenty of trends out there encouraging people to make bad decisions to look cool. But an Austin area mom is warning others about another social media trend that can not only harm you, but can also kill you. Christine Young's sons weren't thinking much about the consequences when a neighbor told them about the man challenge. He was pretty much challenging them in their manhood. Also called the hot water challenge. A social media trend Young had recently heard of, never think it'd harm her own child. Then her oldest son called her on her way home to let her know that a neighbor had poured boiling water on the 11-year-old son's back.
Oh, no.
With his permission. Some people doing the hot water challenge swallow the boiling water through a straw. Water can damage your esophagus and your windpipe. Parenting specialist, author of several best-selling parenting books, including Father to Son and Father to Daughter, Harry Harrison. He's down in Dallas. Harry, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
I'm fine. I'm just aghast. You know, we hear about, there's always been stuff. Social media promotes it quicker. And then it's like, I dare you, I double dare you, all that stuff. What the heck is hot water? What is that?
Well, you know, this all makes sense when you realize that the brain of a 13-year-old, you're talking basically to a head of cabbage. You know, I mean, they have no, they don't have a fully developed brain until they're 25. So drinking boiling hot water through a straw so you can post it on the internet, that makes sense to them, though it's absolutely crazy. The same thing with, I think it's called the Burning Man Challenge, where you put lighter fluid on your arm and light it up. And again, the whole point is to record it for YouTube. It's all about building street cred, I guess. But you know, if you couldn't record it, you wouldn't do it. That's the simple thing. So this is kind of like where parents have to kind of man up as parents and go, you know, we hand our kids cell phones, and it's like we're handing them our parental responsibilities. We have no idea what websites are hitting. We have no idea what they're filming on YouTube. We have no idea what they're watching, and we're okay with that. And we shouldn't be okay with that. We should know what our kids are tuning into. We should know what our kids are filming. We should know what's influenced our kids. But I guarantee you, 99% of parents in this world have no idea what their kids are doing with a cell phone. And
well,
that's got to change, or else this kind of stuff will keep going.
I'm sorry, I'm sucked into this again, but I would ban smartphones. Notice the difference, not cell phones, smartphones. I'd ban smartphones. I
understand what you're saying.
Under 16 years old, you can't have a smartphone. I know it's wacky, but what's so crazy about it? Why wouldn't that help?
Hey, I'm not against that idea. I think you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I'm totally for this idea of banning smartphones.
Okay.
All a kid needs is to be able to call his parents.
That's right.
A cell phone should do it just fine. That's all they need.
But if the whole point is to post everything and to watch it back on YouTube or Instagram or something, if you don't have a smartphone, you can't do it.
Absolutely. You can't do it. And if I was a parent, I would buy up to 16 or 17-year-olds, I would buy them just a regular phone. Just make a phone call. And I wouldn't allow smartphones.
Well, how would that work for your 15-year-old Anna there, Diane?
She would not like that.
Yeah, that would be a lot of problems because all her friends have it.
Exactly. Keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, and that's been the greatest line since parents were born. All my friends are doing it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then what do you do if you fall them off a cliff line, or what do you use on that one?
No, you just got to be a parent here and take responsibility for your son or daughter and go, no, you're getting a phone. That's all you need.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of us that kind of shrug and say, you know, they're going through that.
Right.
You need eye contact from day one. Mm-hmm. You have to be in their eyes, right? I mean, you got to be right there and just go. Well, you're too close. I'm right here. Velcro me. because you just gotta be.
Right here.
Listen, I mean, I really think I don't know. I don't have any secrets of parenting except to try and be there,
Be engaged.
be there, be there. It's not nothing replaces eye contact.
No, you have to be there. You can't be over there. You got to be there.
Yeah, and then when you're there, you got to look up. You can't be on your phone.
Oh, well, that's a whole other deal.
Yeah.
You know, our kids mirror us, so if they just see us sticking our head in the phone all day, that guess what? We're training them from the age of 2 or 3 to put their head in the phone all day.
I know.
Harry, I'm so grateful for my road trips with my kids, and I can really get in some conversation. Just turn everything off, put everything down, and let's talk about your life for a second. And even if it's just 2 minutes, you know, what are your friends up to these days? And you know, just something that's really engaging so that you have, you know, more connection with them.
You know, I talked to a dad about how he connected to his daughter, and they would walk around about a mile every day around the park. And he said about the first half mile, she wouldn't say a word. And then just start talking. And by the end of a mile, they might be talking so much, he might go another half a mile or mile with them. But you just have to stay there in front of them until they start talking.
That's right.
And they will, eventually.
Yeah. Harry, how do people find you?
They can go to harryhharrison.com. Or they can go to raisingparents.com. They can find my books, Father to Son and Father to Daughter, on the internet, at any bookstore, reputable bookstore. I'm all over the place.
I was going to say, I mean, if you have the seriously best-selling parenting books, that's quite an accomplishment, Harry.
Well, you know, I don't say anything weird.
Well, listen, we appreciate you being out there. Harry Harrison, thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
KOGO News Time, 7:12. All right, the Cinnamon Challenge, the Salt and Ice Challenge, the choking game. There are plenty of trends out there encouraging people to make bad decisions to look cool online. But an Austin area mom is warning others about another social media trend that can not only harm you, it can also kill you. Joining us on the KOGO News Live line is parenting specialist and author Harry H. Harrison Jr. Good morning, Harry.
Good morning, Ted.
So tell us about what's being called the Hot Water Challenge. What is this?
Well, this particular form of lunacy involves pouring, well, one of two things, pouring boiling hot water on an unsuspecting friend. I mean, boiling hot, you know, third-degree burn hot. Or, incredibly, drinking to a straw boiling water. Now, as insane as this is, and it is insane, the way I can explain why this is happening is when you talk about a teenager, you're talking about a brain that is fully developed as cabbage. I mean, they don't know anything. They don't know consequences. They don't know repercussions. And they're not going to know anything until about 25. And so sipping boiling hot water seems like a good idea to them. But you know what's driving this, Ted? What's driving this whole thing is the ability to record it and post it on YouTube. If they didn't have this ability, it would never happen. It would absolutely never happen. So the ability to post this on YouTube is what's driving all these crazy things.
Okay, so and I know they have. I mean, we've talked about cinnamon and salt and ice, and you know, kids are just ending up in the ER. You know, with this boiling water thing. I mean, they could have permanent scarring. But why take the risk? Is it for internet fame? Is it for peer pressure? What's going on? What's driving this?
What's driving it is that they have smartphones, and somehow they feel, I don't know if it's pressure really, or if it's like, hey, I can do this, or I want to be famous. But it's posting this on YouTube and having people commenting on it. And you could stop the whole thing in its tracks by picking up kids' smartphones and just say, no, you're not going to record anything today. But I've always maintained that when parents hand their kids, like a 15 and under, a smartphone, they are just negating the parent responsibility. They give them that phone, and they don't know what websites are hitting. They don't know what they're posting to YouTube. They don't know what they're watching. They don't know anything. And parents seem okay with that. And then until something like this tragedy happens where a child dies from inhaling boiling hot water.
Okay, so if a parent out there is like, oh, I don't want to take away little Andromeda's phone, or I don't want to, violate her privacy, what are you telling them to do?
Man up. Become a parent. Don't worry about being your child's best friend. They're depending on you to get them into their 20s, you know. So many parents are hesitant to act like parents. And it just floors me. And so what we have here is this rash of insane injuries to kids that's highly preventable if there wasn't a smartphone in their hands. It'd be highly preventable. Teenagers are going to do crazy stuff, but what's propelling this insanity is the ability to post it online, to record it and post it online and wait for Facebook favorites or YouTube favorites, whatever. We can stop it in its tracks. Pick up the smartphone. Be a parent. Be willing to make your child unhappy and keep them alive.
All right, Harry, good advice. Man up. Harry, we appreciate it. Harry H. Harrison Jr., parenting specialist and author, joining us on the KOGO News Live line.